I'm Jared Haynes, and this is Rogue Outdoors. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite hunting knives that I've come to really like, and it's the Hidden Canyon Hunter from Benchmade. So this knife right here is going to run you about $260, which is definitely on the higher end of the price spectrum. However, it is not the most expensive knife out there. Couple things that I really like about this and why I think the Benchmade Hidden Canyon is going to be one of the better knives if you're looking in the hunting outdoor type market is going to be these features. So it's running S90V steel, so it's a good balance in my opinion between edge retention, strength, and being able to sharpen it. You're going to be looking at about 2 animals on this, like deer sized, before I would suggest you're really going to want to, come back, touch up that blade. We're working on quartering out my deer, and I've been testing 2 different Benchmade knives. I've got the Hidden Canyon and then the Flyway. However, the blade sharpening process is made really easy by something like this Work Sharp sharpening tool that's going to have the heavier grit, the finer grit, the little ceramic rod, and then a leather strop on the back side where you can just touch your blade up really easily and get it just perfect, nice and sharp every single time. It's also important to note on this blade, you're looking at a 20-degree angle, which is exactly what that Work Sharp tool is designed to sharpen and touch back up. So that's going to let you put that blade sharpness right back on there. Now, I really like the Hidden Canyon Hunter also because of its size. So if you look here next to the Benchmade Steep Country, it's a pretty decent size difference in the blade. If I'm holding the blades there, you can see, and then in the grip. It's got a really good curvature here right before the blade, as where if you look at like the Steep Country, it does not have as big of an indent, which this right here is extremely important for stopping your fingers from sliding up onto that blade when I'm getting my thumb up there, or when I rotate and I got my middle finger here and I got my pointer finger up on those serrations, and you're really doing that in tight, delicate work. That keeps you safe out in the field. And this knife is big in the safety department to me because the short blade really lends itself to getting in there and doing delicate work without having to worry about cutting yourself. It's got that deep cut right here to stop your fingers from going forward. And then it's got a good grip on here that has a nice texture. It's kind of like a matte, soft touch texture that is really nice for your hands. It's not grippy to where it's like that sandpaper kind of feeling where it gets annoying, but it's also not like a wood grip where when it gets wet, it gets slippery. This has a nice tackiness to it, whether it's wet, dry, but not enough that it's going to affect and make your hands sore or tired after working on an animal for quite a while. Now the blade is kind of an oyster-shaped blade here, and I like that for being able to come in, get those nice sweeping cuts as you're working on bringing the hide back. And you're able to use this because of its short length and short blade profile, getting in on like tenderloins and things like that without having to worry about over penetration, poking into the guts or that kind of stuff. When it comes to weight, this knife really brings down the weight compared to quite a few others on the market. This is a knife I really liked. This is a buck knife that they teamed up with Cabela's to make, and it's got the gut hook on there, beautiful wood handle, but it is considerably heavier and bigger if you look at the size comparison of this Benchmade, and that's just going to add extra weight that I found I didn't need when working on the animal. And when you're packing back in a ways, that weight really does come into play. If you're just truck hunting, the weight may not be that big of a deal, but when you're really pushing back in there, the weight on all your gear starts to add up. And so this is a good way to keep it at a nice medium weight. You can get through the animals. It's really effective, but it doesn't go overboard with stuff that you may not end up even using features-wise. Up on top of the knife, there's two sections right here where you've got good blade serrations. And those give a good spot when you're back here. Put your thumb up on those first serrations, or if you want to get a really high angle on that pointer finger. And then the other part would be when you slide your hand up and you want to get on those front serrations. It keeps you from slipping off and poking your finger on that tip, and you can really apply good pressure. And the next thing I wanted to talk about, one thing that comes with quite a few of the Benchmade hunt knives now, but is this particular sheath. So this sheath right here, I really do like. It's got this big opening, which is important for that safety aspect. If I'm away from the rig, back in a few miles, I really don't want to cut myself reholstering that knife, and having those big opened up flares really helps to make sure that you don't overshoot and accidentally poke yourself in the finger when you're putting the knife back into its sheath. It's a good plastic, so you're not going to be soaking up blood like a leather sheath would, and or water, those kind of things. You don't have to take care of it like you would the leather, and it's a lot lighter than something like the leather sheath is going to be. So I like the whole package that Benchmade threw together here with the Hidden Canyon Hunter knife. I think that it's a decent price at that $260. Like I said, it's not the most expensive, but it's definitely not going to be the cheapest. It is a knife that I would expect will last you the rest of your life. They offer Life Sharp through Benchmade, which is their system basically where you can send the knife in or stop by their factory if you live close enough to Oregon, and they will sharpen it back to a factory sharp blade, re-put a factory sharp tip on there if something wears down on the tip. But with this S90V steel, if you just do basic maintenance yourself with some sort of a sharpener, I would not expect that you're going to have to be sending this in all the time. Now, if you don't have that, you could send this in after a hunting season, have them touch it up, get it back to perfect sharp, and send it to you. But this is a knife that you pass down to your children as the years go by, and it stays in the family for a long time. There are a few other companies out there that make really good hunting knives and may fit people's hands better. I wear a medium-sized glove and like Kuiu or First Light gloves, and so this being that real small grip does not affect me. However, if you have really big paws, you definitely may be more interested in something like the Steep Country that's got a bigger grip, or other knives that are going to accommodate that a little bit better. But for me, I was really looking at what would be a really short blade profile, really short grip, and do all that delicate work and save on weight while retaining that strength. And this is going to be the knife for me. So if you're looking for a do-it-all knife that you could carry in your pocket as just an everyday carry fixed blade knife, but is going to really excel in those hunting situations, I believe that the Benchmade Hidden Canyon Hunter is one of the very best on the market. There are, again, a few others to consider, but I think this is going to be one that you definitely should give a try. If you like this review, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel for more content like this coming out soon. Thank you for watching.